Alright guys, it's the Dragon Ball time. So we have some quote-unquote leaked early news for Dragon Ball Daima. And as much as I don't like the source, I still give credit where credit is due. Because of Geekdom having early access to everything, as he usually does, he has revealed that there are certain parts of Daima that we can have. Personally, I feel that all of these features or these leaks or details reportedly dropped are just old news. Nothing new. Episode 1 will transition from DBZ to Dragon Ball Super animation status. So that specifically, that right there, I don't think that's a good idea if that's true. If that's true, that's just going to be a slap in the face to most people. It'll be like, wait, so you can give us the old animation style that we all want, but then you're going to force us into the Dragon Ball Super animations? It's a teasing thing, and I don't think it's going to be received as well. Like, it will initially when you first watch the episode, but otherwise, like, that would really disappoint me. I'm like, no, come back, please. But I mean, it still be cool to see, you know, for the one frame probably. But there's going to be two villains from that'll turn the heroes into kids using a curse. We already knew there was going to be two villains in the trailer. Seen it a bajillion times. I mean, really, how many times have you watched that trailer and you've cross-analyzed those two villains constantly? We assumed they were demons, not Kais. Considering it's a curse, and they're saying that it's from the demon realm. We'll go into the actual article in a second, but it's going to feature blood as well. Now, it's not like Super didn't have any blood in it. The manga definitely does, but the anime tried to steer clear of it, and I think it's because of like some ridiculous television airing rulings that they had to abide by. The Dragon Ball Daima will be streamed exclusively, so it won't be having that restriction this time around. Apparently, the Dragon Balls do not work on curses. I don't know if this is a retcon or not. I don't remember the last time a curse was placed in Dragon Ball that I can remember at the top of my head. It's possible this is not a retcon, but my assumption is that this is a legit thing, or, you know, maybe Toriyama just came it up on the top of his head, as he normally does. But let's go over to Dexerto for a little bit more of quoting details here. Says that the two unnamed villains put a curse on Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, and the rest of our heroes. He's not specifying exactly which characters, aside from the obvious three, transforming them back into their childhood forms. However, they're unable to return to their adult forms by using Dragon Balls to break the curse because it's from the demon realm specifically. Now, once again, I kind of doubt this. But I think that part is a retcon, if it's true. So I just wanted to kind of include this into during the recording. Shenron cannot grant wishes that exceed his power or the creator's power. So what I was saying before when I said it was kind of like a retcon, that because they're from the demon realm, the Dragon Balls can't diffuse the curse, that's probably true only because if it's coming from the demon realm, that just means that the demon realm power, or the curse power user, has a higher power level than that of like Kami or Dende, just whatever the creator or the strength of the dragon. So just in that context alone, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that Shenron could not break the curse, because the magic from its source is probably stronger than Shenron's creator was. So that makes 100% sense. I was just being in my typical negative mood, so apologies. Bye. Back to the video. This then eventually leads to Goku and the Supreme Kai going off to begin the first arc of Daima, which we already knew, where they'll go to new locations, blah, 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 find your reverse curse. We already knew all that. We figured that was the whole entire purpose of the show. The only thing that is new here is them saying it's a curse. That's it. I mean, we already assumed that. It was very obvious based on the trailer. Not only that, but Daima will also feature blood. Weird thing to do considering they got turned into kids. That's the weird part to me. Other than that, this is likely the anime series will be streaming anime as opposed to airing on television. So that's what I was saying before. That's actually the most new thing out of this that we didn't already know about. He further notes that Toriyama is approving the scripts from the series. We already knew that. In editing them to keep the show more in line with the vision compared to the production issues that plagued Super. We already knew this. This is also not news. This is not a lot of news. This is having old information and retyping it out as new information because you're rewording it and you're re-describing it in a different form or way. We already seen all of this news. It's nothing new. I will give Geekdom his credit as credit is due. I mean, I don't personally like him as a person, but I will give him the respect of his standing as much as possible. But yeah, the most biggest news here is that it will feature blood. The transitioning from the beginning from DBZ style to Dragon Ball Super is interesting if it's true. It's a very bold move, though. I consider that a very bold move, mostly because I think that'll hype up people for a second, and then it'll immediately make them sad that it's gone. That's just my opinion on that. We already knew that it was probably some form of a demon curse. The Dragon Ball's not working on it. We assumed something was going to happen with the Dragon Balls. Obviously, they're not going to stay kids just to stay kids. We assumed that either the Dragon Balls were going to break or something. It's good to know that it's a curse and the Dragon Balls don't quote-unquote work with them. Once again, I don't know if there's ever been a time in the series where a curse was placed and anyone said that a curse wouldn't work prior. So this might just be some kind of a convenient plot thing that Toriyama could have thrown in there to, you know, give a reason not to destroy the Dragon Balls like in GT, or not destroy them, but send them off somewhere. So it's good to know that it's not completely like GT. But to me, this is not news. This is pretty much the trailer. This is pretty much the trailer. We've seen the two figures before. We knew they were demons, or we assumed they were demons. Now we know that they are from the demon realm. So that's good to know. A couple of interesting notes, I guess. It's not the biggest news in history, but what does everybody else think about this news? What do you think? Are you happy there's going to be actual bloodshed? If I assume if he's saying it will feature blood, I'm assuming that means there's going to be a lot of it. Otherwise, I don't know why you'd mention it, because we've had blood still put in before. And the Dragon Ball Z animations to Dragon Ball Super. Are you happy they're going to tease you with the animations and then take them away? I don't know. I'm kind of on the middle ground there. I'm super hyped for it because it's 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball Daima next year. But at the same time, if that's true with that little early transition, we'll see how everyone decides to take that. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below, and have a good day and a good night.